camera is actually good for wildlife photography? Simple question, but the answer isn't. You've probably seen a dozen best of lists with the same brands and specs that don't match what you're actually trying to shoot. Today, we cut through the noise and focus on what really matters when you're trying to capture animals in the wild.
Product number 1, Cunez 4K vlogging camera. Let's start with the Cunez 4K digital camera. This thing costs under $80, which already raises eyebrows. But hear me out. It shoots 4K video at 30 FPS and claims 56 megapixel photos, which sounds insane for the price. The 16x digital zoom and flip screen make it tempting for travel and casual wildlife shots, especially if you're just starting out. If you want something affordable to practice framing and timing without breaking the bank, this is worth a serious look. Here's why this matters for you specifically. The fast autofocus locks onto moving subjects with just a half press of the shutter, something that actually helps when a bird suddenly takes off. The built-in flashlight is weird but useful in low-light forest settings, and the 360-degree mode dial lets beginners switch quickly between scene modes like landscape or motion detection. It's not pro-grade, but for someone testing the waters in wildlife photography, it removes a lot of friction. Now, some people complained about blurry images at full zoom and sluggish performance in dim light. Here's the thing though, this is a digital zoom, not optical, so pushing it to 16x will definitely lose detail. And yeah, the CMOS sensor is small, so low light shots get grainy. But for $76, you're not buying a safari rig, you're buying a learning tool. This is perfect for you if you're a beginner or content creator who wants to dabble in wildlife without investing in expensive gear. Skip this one if you're serious about capturing sharp, detailed shots of fast-moving animals from a distance. For the price, it's surprisingly capable, but don't expect miracles. Product number 2, Canon EOS Rebel T7. Now, if the Cunez felt too toy-like, the Canon EOS Rebel T7 is where things get real. Priced around $634, this DSLR brings a 24.1 megapixel APS-C sensor and Canon's reliable Digic 4 Plus processor. It's a classic entry-level DSLR that's been trusted by photographers for years. If you want a solid, upgradable system that grows with your skills, this is worth a serious look. Here's why this matters for you specifically. The 9-point autofocus system and AI Servo AF help track moving animals, which is crucial when shooting birds in flight or deer through trees. The optical viewfinder gives you 95% coverage, so what you see is almost exactly what you get, no lag like on some mirrorless screens. Plus, built-in Wi-Fi means you can transfer shots to your phone for quick sharing after a long hike. Now, some people complained about the lack of 4K video and slower burst shooting. Here's the thing though, this camera wasn't built for high-speed action or cinematic video. It's built for stills, and in that department, it's rock solid. The RAW support gives you room to edit later, which is key when adjusting exposure on tricky forest lighting. This is perfect for you if you're stepping up from a phone or compact camera and want a durable, familiar DSLR system with room to grow into better lenses. Skip this one if you need 4K video or ultra-fast continuous shooting. For wildlife photography at the entry-level DSLR tier, it's a dependable workhorse. Product number 3, Canon EOS R100. All right, that was a solid option, but the next one on my list might actually be even better for modern wildlife shooters, the Canon EOS R100. At $698, it's a mirrorless upgrade with a 24.1 megapixel APS-C sensor and Canon's latest Digic 8 processor. It's compact, lightweight, and part of the RF mount system, which means access to some of the best lenses Canon makes. If you want mirrorless performance without the pro price tag, this is worth a serious look. Here's why this matters for you specifically. The dual-pixel CMOS AF covers up to 143 zones and includes animal eye detection. Yes, it can actually lock onto a bird's eye from 20 feet away. That's a game changer for sharp focus on skittish subjects. It shoots 4K video at 24 frames per second and full HD at 120 frames per second.
so you can capture slow-motion wing beats or sudden movements. Plus, it weighs less than a pound, making it ideal for long treks. Now, some people complained about the limited lens range for RFS and the lack of in-body stabilization. Here's the thing though, you can adapt EF lenses, and many wildlife shooters use tripods or monopods anyway. The stabilization here is digital, not optical, so handheld shots in low light can struggle. But for daylight shooting with a good lens, it's incredibly capable. This is perfect for you if you want a lightweight, future-proof camera with smart autofocus that actually understands animals. Skip this one if you're on a tight budget or need heavy-duty weather sealing. For the tech-forward wildlife shooter, this is a huge step up.
Product number 4, Flyfrost 8K dual lens camera. Now, if the R100 feels too traditional, the Flyfrost 8K digital camera takes a wild swing with 8K video and an 88 megapixel sensor, all in a point-and-shoot body. There's no price listed, but based on similar models, expect it around $150 to $200. It has dual lenses, a 3.2-inch touchscreen, and built-in Wi-Fi. If you want ultra-high resolution in a portable package, this is worth a serious look. Here's why this matters for you specifically. The 16x digital zoom and 6-axis stabilization help smooth out shaky hands when you're spotting animals from a distance. The front and rear lenses let you frame yourself while recording a nature vlog, which is great if you're documenting your trips. The 8K resolution means you can crop into footage later and still have 4K quality, useful when you can't get close to a nesting site. Now, some people complained about over-processed colors and poor low-light performance. Here's the thing though, 8K on a small sensor like this is more marketing than magic. The files are huge, and without optical zoom, you're still relying on digital cropping. Also, the autofocus can hunt in dim forests, which kills the moment. This is perfect for you if you're a content creator who wants high-res video and doesn't mind trading optical quality for convenience. Skip this one if you need reliable autofocus or true zoom reach. It's flashy, but not built for serious wildlife work. Product number 5, Kodak PixPro AZ528. Finally, the Kodak PixPro AZ528, a super zoom bridge camera with a massive 52x optical zoom. That's not a typo. From 24 millimeters wide to over 1200 millimeters equivalent, this thing can pull a hawk off a distant tree into your frame. No price is listed, but it's typically under $300. If you want serious reach without interchangeable lenses, this is worth a serious look. Here's why this matters for you specifically. The 52x optical zoom means you're not just cropping, you're actually magnifying the scene without losing quality. The 6 FPS burst shooting helps catch fleeting moments, and the 3-inch LCD lets you compose shots from tricky angles. Wi-Fi control via phone means you can set it up on a tripod and trigger it remotely, reducing disturbance to animals. Now, some people complained about slow autofocus and bulky size. Here's the thing though, this isn't a pocket camera. It's built for reach, not speed. The autofocus struggles in low light and the lens maxes out at f6.3, so it needs bright conditions. But when the sun's out, it's surprisingly sharp. This is perfect for you if you're on a budget, but need serious zoom for distant wildlife, like birds or deer. Skip this one if you need fast action shots or plan to shoot at dawn or dusk. For pure reach and value, it's hard to beat. So which one should you pick? The Kounya's is great for beginners on a budget. The Canon T7 offers reliability and room to grow. The R100 brings smart autofocus and modern features. The Flyfrost wows with specs, but lacks real-world polish. And the Kodak AZ528 delivers insane zoom for the price. None are perfect, but each fits a different kind of wildlife shooter. Pick based on your skill level, budget, and how close you can actually get to the animals.